Hi, welcome to the first episode of FCS TV. My name's Stephanie, and today with me on set I have three beautiful students. We're going to start by introducing ourselves, starting from this side.
Okay, my name is Gideon Idowu. I'm a Nigerian. I'm a fourth-year medical student, and also I like comedy. Yeah.
Okay, my name is Amber. I'm from Nigeria. I'm a fifth-year medical student, and I'm crazy about fairy tales.
My name is Babas Palmus. I'm a Nigerian and I'm a music addict.
Okay, that's lovely. So today we're going to be discussing the topic, should students pay tithes? Do you understand the question? Mm-hmm. You understand? Okay. So the first question I'm going to ask you is, what is the definition of tithing, or what is tithe?
Okay, should I go first?
Yes, anybody can. Just feel free to talk, feel free to express yourself.
I think ladies first.
I'm very lady. To me, I think tithing, but based on what I was taught, it's giving 10% of your income. But based on what I got to learn from other people and from things I heard, that you have to give 10% of whatever profits you make, like not necessarily from your salary, but 10% of any earnings of yours.
So, Palmus, Gideon?
Okay, actually, from what I've studied, I think tithe is actually something it's 10% of your work. And I think the first place that tithe was actually mentioned in the Bible is in the Old Testament. And tithe was specifically for the Levites. And that was when they were practicing Judaism.
Okay.
And we don't longer practice Judaism anymore. So, but it was for the purpose. It was actually for the purpose of helping the Levites then, because they were like the priests. Okay. And according to the rule, according to the law, then they were not permitted to work. Okay. So, but they have to survive. Yeah. So, tithe was something that was actually created for them, so that they could also get some things from it. Then it was not even money; it was from farm produce, and because also I think in Nehemiah also there was a place they said they were looking for a storehouse. Mm-hmm. So so it's actually something. 10% of the people that are working, then they have to bring it so that's to feed the priest, but not the priest alone, also the people that are in need and strangers. Okay. So tithe basically is something you do when you work.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. My understanding of tithe, it's like as they both rightly said, but just a bit different. 10% of whatever comes in. So, like when it's income, my understanding of income, whatever comes in during the period of time. Okay. So I don't think it's limited to maybe a salary, or as he said, maybe your farm produce, or like in a period of time, like annually. Mm-hmm. Like some people do it monthly or yearly or whatever you get within that period of time. 10% of it.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Gideon, you said something really interesting. You said that tithing, the origin of tithing started off in the Old Testament. Yes. So now in the practice of Christianity, this question is for all of us. What is the purpose of tithing in today's, permit me to use the term, modern society? What is the purpose of tithing?
Since we no longer share among, or what?
Since we are, like, for example, the tithing was not mentioned in the New Testament.
It was actually.
It was?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because if we should check on Matthew 23, I think 23. Mm-hmm. Tithe was actually mentioned. Okay. So it was actually mentioned in the New Testament also.
Okay, can you tell us what it is?
Okay, so I think in that chapter, I think we're told that, I think it was about the fact that Jesus Christ was actually angry that the Christians, the Pharisees, then they were more concerned about tithing, about the religious act, and they left other important things. Okay. So that was where tithe was also mentioned in the New Testament.
Okay. Well, I think what I was trying to say, I understand what you're saying. What I was trying to say is that we weren't, like the Bible told us to do a lot of things in the New Testament, but tithing, Jesus never prompted us to pay tithes or maybe to continue paying tithes. Mm-hmm. So in today's society or in today's modern Christianity,
Yes.
what is the purpose of tithing? Do you understand
Yes,
the
I
question?
understand.
Yes.
I understand.
Okay.
Okay. Should I say?
Anyone, feel free to
Okay,
talk.
the purpose actually, if we should check the New Testament and the Old Testament, we will see that the reason why tithe was important is the fact that it shows that Christians are not being ruled by money. You know, it's just very simple. If someone should ask me, oh, give me 5% of what you have presently, and I'll be like, 5%. Why? Why should I give you? You didn't work with me to get the money, and what reason? Just give me a tangible reason for me to give you the tithe. But the reason why tithe is important for modern day Christians is the fact that it will show something in us, the trait that we are not being ruled by money, rather we control money. So if we can give 10% of what we have or what we've earned, if we can give 10%, it shows that we are the one controlling the money, and the money is not controlling us.
Okay, thank you very much.
I'm still thinking about the whole,
What is the
the purpose of, because I've never really thought about it. But thinking about it, I really do not see any serious relevance based on the fact that back then in the Old Testament, they used to bring everybody would come together and they would share this profit, because they had people who couldn't work and people who were old and young people, so they shared it among everybody. But right now, if you're giving tithe, I may actually be speaking out of place here, but I can't remember seeing people share this tithe money with people in the church. Like, people pay tithe, and then at the end of the month, why not you distribute this money among everybody? Or I see something that they're using it for. Basically, I haven't seen yet. Probably because maybe I've not checked. So I really do not see the relevance if it's not used in that manner. But if it's used in that manner to still help people and to still provide for the less privileged people, then it's very okay. Then we have pastors and priests now who have jobs and all of that. So probably if they have to pay tithe right now, I feel the core value of this tithing should be to help everybody in the church. So apart from that, I don't think it's relevant.
Okay. From the New Testament, I don't think, or maybe my misunderstanding, but I don't think they ever mentioned or said that the tithes were supposed to be shared among those that were not maybe financially able. Also, those were when the Christians, the people of God, then when they stayed together, I know they said they shared things among themselves and everything, but I don't remember them saying it was from the tithes or offerings. So I don't know. Now in present day church, as you said, most pastors or many pastors are working and earning, and even the pastors themselves pay their tithes.
Wow.
And those tithes they pay now, it doesn't go to the pastor. It's not for the pastor or for the general overseer or for someone. It belongs to the church. Now, several churches have like a treasury or something. So the treasury keeps accounts of those tithes that come in. Now, let me put it into two ways now. As Gideon said earlier, there's no obligation now, but you commit yourself to it that, okay, I want to prove that I love God more than this money, and you give him that 10%. And in return, he blesses you, obviously. But as the church now, when the money comes in, it's not for the church to take it and say, okay, these people have needs, and okay, the church can decide to do that, but it's not an obligation for the church to begin sharing money. Now churches have projects, churches have things they have to. For example, my church here in Ternopil has to pay for our hall.
Our church.
Yeah, our hall and everything. We have things we have to do, a lot of things. We have to, the choir department have to pay for their studios. When they have programs, they have to pay for stuff. So that's where all those money comes in. It doesn't really...
So what about the offering?
The offering too.
So you combine all of them together for church projects?
Basically, yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, can I suggest say something? Yeah, just one more thing. The reason why the modern day Christian, why we should pay tithe, is that we should know the reason behind it, is to meet the need. So people have needs. Now, aside people that have needs, like he rightly said, the church is in need of some things.
Yeah.
The church cannot work.
Thank you very much. The church cannot work. So the church is in need of something. So the purpose of tithing is to meet needs. So if Christians should have this understanding that, okay, I might not be able to maybe buy a big thing for the church, but with the little I have, with 10% that I have, I can assist. God knows where it's going. It might not. The church might not even be the one to use it, but it might also help another ministry to do something. But the part is that it's to meet
the needs of the church,
church or the society.
Okay.
To go out a bit, like the only financial gratitudes given to ministers that I'm aware of, maybe in some churches where they give the ministers stipends, and that is not necessarily from the tithe, or it comes from somewhere though, and it's actually very small, if I know well. And apart from stipends, maybe someone in the congregation, and God lays it in their hearts that, okay, go and sow so amount to so minister, and you go and you sow it to that minister. But the tithes and the offerings are not really tagged to be going to their pockets.
Okay, you said something earlier, and I just want you to clarify. Maybe I didn't really get a clear understanding of what you were saying.
Okay.
You made a statement that the church is not obliged to help people in need. Did you make such a statement, or can you expand on that statement? Because I feel that if we have people in church that, for example, everyone is aware that every church service we get offerings, we get tithes, and if certain individuals in the church congregation are financially like unstable. If you belong to a family which is a church, you would feel that family, that church, will be able to cater to, do you understand, some of your needs. So can you just expand on maybe what you meant on?
It was a wrong use of words.
Okay.
Now, in the church family, as I said, in the Acts, they helped themselves.
Yeah.
But when I meant by it's not an obligation for the church to, what I was talking about was that the tithes and offering now, it's not a law that they should take the tithes and offerings and give it to the needy.
Okay.
Yes, they should help each other.
Okay, cool.
There's no law that, the church has to take the tithes and offerings and give it to, the purpose of the tithes and offerings is for those that don't have enough money. So that's what I meant.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much. So just say yes or no. Is paying tithes compulsory, or is it something that you can do if you want to? Do you feel that tithes is something we are commanded to do in this modern day Christianity? So just say yes or no, or maybe if you have a line to add to that yes or no, you can just tell, starting from you, Promise.
Okay.
Is it compulsory?
I've never really thought of that question, but in my mind, in my clean mind, it has always been a yes, like a compulsory something to pay my tithes.
Okay, cool. And should students pay tithes as well?
Yes.
Students should pay tithes.
Students should pay tithes.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I have a question before I answer the question. Should my tithe be paid in church? Must my tithe be paid in church? Like we say 10% of our earnings, right? Must it be paid to the church? That is my first question. Then the second question is, should students pay tithe? We talked about tithe being whatever comes into our hands, right? And as students, if you don't have a job or you don't have any other thing, and it's just your parents that send money to you, and your parents tithe, and you as a student, you have no other thing, no other source of income. Nobody, let's say no other person gives you money, but your parents give you money for the sole purpose of your well-being, your transportation, your accommodation, and your feeding. And they instruct you to use that money for that purpose, right? Are you supposed to take from that money and pay for the tithe? Because taking from it and paying for the tithe, they did not tell you to do that, which I feel like it may come across as disobedience. Like I'm asking, it's something I really do not know about, and it may come across as disobedience. So should you take from that very money that your parents have instructed you to pay, knowing very well that your own parents pay tithes? So does the tithes that your parents pay, should you also pay from the same money they give to you to feed? If I answer the question.
Okay, for your first question,
yes.
Is it compulsory to pay tithe to church? I would say no, it's not compulsory. You must not pay tithe to church because of the fact that in this era now, everybody wants to know. Everybody wants to know. Everybody want to ask questions. And if you are not convinced of what they use your tithes to do, you can decide not to pay your tithe to church. It was not stated in the Bible that tithe must be paid to the church.
Can I just add something to that? With Malachi, it does say that bring your tithe to the storehouse.
Good.
Do you
Thank you
understand?
very much.
Yeah,
In Nehemiah, I really like that fact. I really like that point, because that is what is killing Christianity now.
Okay.
They said in the storehouse, but if we should go to Nehemiah, the storehouse, and I explained it the other time. The storehouse is actually like a barn, like a place where you store fruit. It's not even money. It's not. It's like a house, foodstuffs.
Okay.
You could store any other thing aside foodstuffs.
Okay.
Things that could meet people's need.
Okay.
So that's the storehouse.
Okay.
So it was not stated that bring your tithe to the church. And even if it was, even if we actually want to accept that, okay, it's the church. Now, what about the fact that, are you not the church? Are you not the house? Are you not the storehouse of God? Are you not the temple of God?
Yeah. Cool.
So we could also say that, yes, I'm also the house. I'm also church.
Definitely.
Church is not a building, because, okay, like we've all have experienced this fact that it is Europe. The places we use. So sometimes we could be at this location today, we could be at another location tomorrow. So the church, even in its own sense, the church does not mean a building or a group of people. Because even like we see in church, generation come and they go. So, like, I think I've answered your question. It is not compulsory. And now, should students pay tithe? Then I would say this, that students that are working should pay tithe. Because this question, to be honest, I didn't know we were going to be having this question, but it was a member of our fellowship that first asked me this question.
Okay.
I never thought of it, just like Pamo said. I never thought of it, because he said, I don't pay tithe. I said, why? And I was about telling this person, why don't you pay tithe? He said, my parents paid this tithe. The money they gave me, they work. So why am I paying the tithe again? So, and when this person kept on explaining, and I understood, she's actually making a point. Because if you are not working, students can pay tithe, but if they are working. That's my opinion.
Okay. I feel odd because I have a very different opinion about things. The first question you asked was, should tithe must be paid to the church? Now there's back then, education, somewhere along you must have come across soil, types of soil. Sandy soil, rock, fertile soils, loamy, clay. Now, we should consider the tithing as a seed.
Okay.
You should consider your tithe as something you are planting. And if you, let me say, okay, you say you want to sow your tithe into a beggar, I don't know what kind of soil that is, and I don't know if it will reap fruits. Yeah, you paid your tithes according to your own mind. Your conscience is settled that you paid your tithes, but I don't know if it's going to reap you fruits. But when you know your church is fertile, or when you believe the church is fertile, I see no reason why you should. Okay, if there's somewhere you see that is more fertile than that you want to sow in, okay, go ahead. But if the church is the most fertile place, which I think it is because God is there, and I'm not talking about the building, I'm talking about if that is the fertile place, there's no reason why you shouldn't put it into that fertile place and get your results as soon as possible. Now, for the second question, that was, should students pay tithe? Now, as we said earlier about tithe, we didn't really say it's something workers or like for workers, or we said it's your income. And when we spoke about the reason for paying tithe, we also said it was for like a proof of you're not being attached to money, you're not being, as my Ghanaian friends would say, pepe. So if your parents have proven their love, if they've proven their love by giving 10% of their tithes to God, and they've given you your pocket money, you too, you can also prove your love to God. That God, I love you too more than this money. Take your 10%. I'm going to keep the rest. Okay. So I think, in order to prove your love to God, that you are not attached to money, yes, we should also pay our tithes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really loved all the points that we brought across today. And at the end of the day, paying tithes is, to me, the way I see paying tithes is as a symbol for your love, like your love to God. So I appreciate you all for being
Thank you
with
so
me
much.
today, and I hope
Thank
that
you.
you learned one or two things from each other as
Yes,
well.
yes.
So I hope to see you guys soon as well. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.